As a sound engineer, I've seen lots of people trying to use microphones and always struggling to use them. So, to help others feel comfortable using them, here is how to use almost every microphone you'll come across. Here are the timestamps for specific microphones for quick referencing. To start off with, we're going to quickly talk about audio feedback. The main thing to understand when using any microphone is what the sound engineer is trying to achieve. They want to make sure that you are heard by everyone, and to do this they have two main controls that they'll use. Firstly, how loud the speakers are for everyone, and second, the sensitivity of your microphone. These two controls need to be balanced to stop the main enemy of sound engineers, feedback. Feedback happens when the microphone is able to hear the speaker louder than what the microphone heard originally. The sound is amplified through the sound system, leading to the high-pitched sound of feedback. So why don't sound engineers make sure the speakers or microphones aren't too loud? Well, because their main goal is to make sure everyone can hear you. So if you aren't using the microphone correctly, they'll try and push the system as loud as they can to try and make you heard. It's what they're paid to do, and would have people complaining if the speaker could not be heard. So, to make all sound engineers' lives easier, let's look at how to use different microphones. Handheld microphones are typically wireless to reduce the microphone picking up the movement of the cable. The most common mistake with handhelds is believing they pick up your voice from any direction. Even with handheld microphones, the closer you get to your mouth, the better the sound will be picking up. If you notice live singers, they will always have it very close to the mouth and will follow the direction of where they are singing. A few things about handheld microphones. Firstly, some will contain a mute button on the side. Typically you push up to have the microphone on and down to mute. Secondly, wireless microphones can be turned on and off with a button, typically on the bottom. Press to turn on and hold to turn off. Third, there are options to change sensitivity. Typically 0 decibels is the max, and you can go down with varying degrees. Finally, in some places, the sound engineer will be able to remotely control your mute, so you don't have to. With microphones on a stand, similar rules apply from the handheld section. Firstly, you should be as close to the microphone as possible. If you are speaking or singing and feel it's too loud, you can always move back around 10 centimeters. Anything too much and the sound engineer will be pushing the microphone to try and pick you up. If the microphone can come out of the stand, check with the sound engineer if you can. Putting them in a stand helps to give a stable position and won't have any potential noise from being held. Also, if the microphone's not in the right position, the sound engineer would prefer you to move the stand so that it's in the right position for you. So here's a quick guide on how the microphone should sit and how to adjust the stand. First, the microphone should sit around your chin. This helps to reduce harsh sibilants and plosives that can happen when a microphone is directly in your face. This does decrease the volume, but not as much as moving away. Secondly, there are a few places you can adjust a microphone stand. First is where the microphone sits. They tilt in an up-down fashion. Second, there is typically a second arm which allows the arm to go back and forth and up and down. Lastly, there is typically a height control at the bottom. Twisting it untightens it so you can adjust the height, and then you twist it back into place. Lapel microphones are meant to be on your lapel. They are also not a handheld microphone. When clipping the microphone on you, you should make sure that it is clipped in a place that won't move. Lanyards, ties, necklaces all don't work as a place to clip. The pack is also able to be clipped onto clothes. If in a dress, then typically you can clip it in by twisting it into the dress, but the best way is just to hold the pack. They also have a mute button on the top, which can also be controlled by the sound engineer. To turn them on, you flip the panel and press the button. This is also how you can turn the sensitivity on the lapel mic. One additional thing to bear in mind is that lapels can cause the feedback problem by being in front of the speaker. So you want to stand on any platforms or the speaker area when using a lapel mic. Headsets work in the same way as lapels. just that instead of the microphone being placed on your lapel, you have to wear them. These work well for people that have not had a good place to clip a lapel on. It's best to offset the microphone from your mouth to ensure that it doesn't have additional plosives or sibilance problems. One final note, please don't tap on microphones to test if they are on or not. Just speak into them. The sound engineer will be able to tell that it's not on, or you'll just start hearing your voice. It's that easy. Also, the reason behind it can be for a few different reasons. Firstly, the tap on the microphone can break the pickup on the inside of the microphone, making it not work. Secondly, it can cause damage to the speakers as loud bangs will move the speaker with more force than normal. And third, no one likes hearing the bangs, so just don't tap.